Hamas has shown increased openness in ongoing discussions for a ceasefire and hostage release deal in the Gaza Strip, potentially agreeing to a temporary Israeli Defense Forces presence on the Gaza-Egypt border, according to a report on Thursday. The group may compromise on long-standing demands as part of the negotiations, U.S. officials indicated to the New York Times. U.S. and Palestinian sources reportedly believe Hamas's stance has shifted since the death of its leader, Yahya Sinwar, in October. The group had adhered to Sinwar's strategy of prolonged warfare, which he claimed would hasten Palestinian liberation. However, reports suggest that leaders now see limitations in this approach, particularly as external allies like Hezbollah and Iran have refrained from escalating conflicts with Israel. Sources familiar with Hamas's internal deliberations revealed that the organization is considering permitting Israeli forces to temporarily secure the Philadelphia corridor, a strategic border area between Gaza and Egypt. Israeli leadership has insisted on maintaining a presence to prevent arms smuggling and has expressed willingness only for a temporary suspension of its military operations in Gaza. Egypt has intensified its mediation efforts, with officials reportedly presenting Israel with a comprehensive framework for a ceasefire deal. Reports suggest Egypt has also worked to temper Hamas's demands, emphasizing its weakened position following the truce between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. The withdrawal of Qatari mediation earlier this month has further positioned Egypt and Turkey as key intermediaries. Hamas leadership remains divided on the concessions required for a ceasefire, with internal decision-making complicated by the lack of a successor to Sinwar. Reports also suggest that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is waiting for the incoming administration of Donald Trump to weigh in on the negotiations, potentially influencing key decisions. Meanwhile, Egyptian officials have reportedly consulted Trump's team, seeking support to soften Israeli positions on issues like control of the Gaza-Egypt border. Hamas signaled willingness for a truce on Wednesday, following the cessation of fighting in Lebanon. Observers believe that removing Hezbollah from the battlefield could increase prospects for a deal involving the release of hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Efforts to secure the release of over 100 hostages held by Hamas have stalled since the summer, despite mediation by Egypt, Qatar, and the US. While Hamas has demanded an end to the war in Gaza and an Israeli withdrawal, Israeli officials have indicated a preference for incremental agreements.